glad to be together in unity. We're so glad you're here. We're so glad you're here. Oh, okay, so
Just take a breath.
do you need a breath?
I do need a breath.
I think we all need breaths.
We all need breaths. Hey, we unveiled a new series last week. Do you remember what it is? Pray Big. Yeah, in honor of our book that's coming out. We're getting our second revision today, the second and final revision today, because I told James no matter how it comes back, that's it. I'm done. I've looked at it enough. I'm finished with it. So we think this will be the final one, and we'll be able to get it into your hands soon.
So if you see any mistakes in it, keep
don't
it
tell
to
me.
yourself. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, don't tell me. I don't want to know. So last week we kind of hopefully answered the question, what is affirmative prayer? So this week we're going to move into the idea of the boldness to ask big.
Big.
Big
Say that
asking.
Together. Big.
Because a lot of us, when we go to our prayer time and we're asking, we're doing so from a place of hesitation or guilt. But bold asking is not being selfish. It's a declaration of divine partnership. We're co-creators with the divine, with this thing, this energy that we call God. And so, just like our daily word said, abundance, there's a never-ending supply. And so when we go to ask for what is ours, we don't have to do it in a sense of hesitation or concern that someone else is not going to get theirs.
Well, grapes come in bunches, bananas come in bunches, right? And apple trees, it's just one right after the other. There's more fruit that falls to the ground and dies than will ever be eaten.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? That's what you call abundance.
Yeah.
There's an abundance of everything that we need.
Right.
And so we tap into it through our co-partnership with the divine, right? We're partnering up with the source of all good, the source of all life, the source of everything.
Yeah.
Everything that we need. We're already connected to that source, right? Or if you weren't connected, you wouldn't be here in the world. You'd be somewhere else, all right? And so because you're here, we know that you came from God, you're living this life, and you will return back to divinity.
Yeah.
How many know it's simple?
Yeah.
I like to kiss people. Keep it simple, sweetie. All right? Keep it simple.
So a couple points as we get going here this morning. The first one being that small thinking limits divine flow. Small thinking keeps our lives small, right? Fear-based or hesitant prayer, praying from that sense of guilt or not sure if you're worthy enough, comes from believing that we're separate from Source. And we're not. Have you come to that understanding that we are one with the eternal mind, with divine mind, with God, with universal law, with principle, whatever you like to call it? We're one. And we're co-creating our reality with this one. And so if I'm thinking small, well, the co-creator of this reality gives me small. That's what I'm asking for. That's the way I'm living. So we want to ask from a big place. We want to ask big, okay? We're going to talk some about the size of your asking. So when we talk about the size of your asking in a spiritual or metaphysical sense, We're pointing to that scope, boldness, and openness of what you allow yourself to request or affirm in prayer. What are you willing to ask for? How big are you willing to ask?
You know, sometimes I think we get confused. We think that if I'm asking, you know, for something, and then I'm coming from ego, right? Ego has to do with manipulation, with fear. Fear is restrictive or constrictive, right? Spirit is unlimited energy, right? There's a scripture that says, I will pour you out a blessing that you will not have room enough to contain it. Oh, okay, right? And so all of us, you know, we've all grown up with different families, different cultures, different ways of thinking. You know, we've been through different religious teachings. And so sometimes we just develop you know, when we're kids, we're told to shut up, be quiet, sit down, sit in the corner, don't pay attention to anything else, listen to what I'm going to tell you. It's hard out there, it's rough, it's tough, and you're barely going to get by, you're barely going to make it, and it's going to be really hard.
Not.
But what that does is that creates a fear resonance inside of a person, and they begin to think small. And then so the focus we have is very narrow. Yeah. And we think, oh, you know, I can only ask for this much, because if I ask for more than that, it's too much. Yeah. How many know it's not too much to be happy? It's not too much to have the relationship that you've been desiring all your life. It's not too much to be healthy, right? It's not too much to be and to do the things, you know, if you want to travel, whatever it is, it's not too much, right? Too much means that you're trying to do everything at once, right? You ever meet somebody that's just too much? You know what I mean?
No, never met anyone like that.
And you look at them and you think, they're a lot. There's a lot there. That's a lot. Right?
So
are you pointing fingers again?
No, I didn't point fingers.
Okay. All right.
In the New Testament, in the book of James, chapter 4, verse 2, it says, you have not because you ask not. And so what we could really say is you have not because you don't receive it. It already exists. You're affirming it and claiming it as yours. That scripture encourages us to claim what is already ours in spirit. So when we ask big, we're really honoring spirit. Bold requests show that we trust in this all goodness, unlimited spirit that we call God, and we affirm our roles as the co-creators of our life.
Yeah.
So it's important to ask big, and in asking, we're simply affirming and claiming. It's like when you're sitting at the Thanksgiving table, and there's all the food present, and there's a big bowl of mashed potatoes. I'm doing this for him. And there's butter dripping off of them. And you ask, may I have the potatoes, please? They're there. They're abundant. They're for anyone at the table. They're yours.
But I don't deserve the mashed potatoes.
Then sit there and look at them. Right?
I'm just a little worm.
We reach out, we
sitting
grab
here
the
in the
spoon,
corner.
we dip them out, and we claim them. They're already ours.
Yeah.
You can also think of it as, you know, you have pipes that run into your house. And if those pipes get clogged up over the years, what comes through there is a very small amount of water. The potential is there for a large amount of water, but we don't clear it out. We don't set the parameters of the pipe big enough by clearing it out for the gush of water to come through. So being bold and big in our asking or our affirming and receiving.
Well, the Course in Miracles says it's that choice activates creation. The power of decision is your own. The power of the choice is yours. Nobody else can ask for you, right? You have to be okay with asking. Now, this is not just for your good, but this is when, sometimes we get caught up in an addictive path. We become addicted to something. And we need to be able to ask for help, right? But what happens is we're so proud. We're so fearful. We don't think we deserve it because look what I've done. But how many know that even, it doesn't matter how low you go, Spirit is there. There is unconditional love for you always and forever. God doesn't just love you, God is love. So if you want to know what love is divinity. Divinity is love. And so yes, you can ask. I remember when we had 3 sons. And I was there when they were all 3 born. It was quite something. And it was beautiful. It was amazing. It was an enlightening experience. But after they were born, they just laid there. Right? And
Okay, I'm willing to go with you to see where this goes.
the way they communicated was through shrill shrieks. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, they would cry if their diaper needed to be changed. They would cry if they wanted something to eat. But you know what? There was an inherent something inside of them that said, you deserve to eat. You deserve to be taken care of. Right? It's a natural instinct. Self-preservation. Right? It's a natural instinct. But unfortunately in this world, we're beat down. We're told, don't get to thinking too highly of yourself there. Don't start thinking you can do this and that because, very few people ever do this or that. Right? And so I heard a lot of that. I heard a lot of this and that. Right? So, but the baby just asked. The cry, it was just an ask. Mom, are you there? You leave the room and the baby cries. Said, Mom, where are you? Dad, where are you? Right? It's just asking for your presence, for you to be with them, to love them, to comfort them, to take care of them. Mm-hmm. And that's what prayer really is. It's just that asking from a place of worthiness. You are a child of God. And you always have been, and you always will be. You don't become a child of God because you join a particular group. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I'm a child of God. No, you've always been because that's who you are. You're a spiritual being and you're made of spirit. Mm-hmm. You come from God. You come from love. And that's all we're here to do is just remind you of that. So it's okay to ask for what you need when you need it.
So Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore said, you can never ask too much if you're faithful in giving the equivalent. Oh, so that tells us that giving and receiving are linked. They're linked together. So the gratitude, the love, the joy that you put out is related to what you're receiving. So if you don't feel that you're receiving enough joy in your life, you might want to consider putting more joy out, because with the same measure that you give out, you receive back, right? As we give, we receive. And the core principle here is one of reciprocity. It emphasizes the importance of a mutual give and take in relationships. We have give and take in all of our relationships, don't we? Or we should have, right? In our professional relationships, in our personal relationships, our social relationships. Same relationship with divine. There's a give and take. I give out, I get back. And giving the equivalent means demonstrating a willingness to contribute, to offer support, or to provide something of comparable value to what you're requesting. So when I plant corn, I don't anticipate going out to the garden and digging up potatoes, do I? When I give out joy, what is the equivalent of that? I'm looking at receiving more joy. If I give out of my prosperity and I give out my dollars, my green energy, I'm not looking to get joy and peace necessarily back. I'm looking to get back more prosperity, right? So it's the same equivalence that I give out, I get back. Now understand that it's not about keeping score, right, in a rigid transactional kind of way, but there is a balance in the universe. And there is balance in relationships, and things balance out over time. It's like when you throw out the proverbial boomerang, it may not come back to you right away, but one day you're walking down the street and boom, there it is. And it's like, well, what did I do to deserve that? Well, you remember that boomerang you threw out 3 years ago or whenever it was, right? It's out there. It's going to come back. So it's the same way with affirming and receiving. It is a give and a take, and we put it out and it flows back. It's a flow.
We're in relationship with everything.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a relationship with the trees out there. It's a great relationship. I send out carbon dioxide, and the tree gives back oxygen. It's a mutual thing. Mm-hmm. All relationships, there is a giving and there is a receiving. So we have many ships in our lives, right? There are ships that we are relating to this person or whatever this is in some kind of way. There's a mutual benefit. We're both getting something from it. And it's the same way with the divine. You say, well, what does the divine want? The divine wants you to share your energy, whatever that is. Is it love? Is it gratitude? Just share it. Put it out there. Because if you put it out there, it will come back to you. Jesus said, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Right? And so that's the idea here, is that God doesn't, the Spirit, the way that this is all set up is so that you don't just have exactly what you need, but you have an abundance of what you need. Doesn't that feel good? Yeah. So you don't have to worry about, oh man, what happens when I run out? And so there's plenty there. But fear whispers to us, don't bother. Don't bother. While faith says, I am worthy to receive in full measure. Let's say that together. I am worthy to receive in full measure. Right? Faith is trusting in the positive good. Do you live in a good universe? Or do you live in some other kind of universe? Well, if you really pay attention, there's nothing wrong with nature outside. Nature is beautiful and wonderful. It operates. We know what it does. It's fantastic, right? I mean, you plant seeds in the ground, stuff comes. It's amazing. Beautiful flowers and trees and birds and all the other things. Well, the only problem we have on this planet is we have people walking around on it who are a little strange, right, sometimes. A little weird sometimes. And we try to take advantage of each other. And you know, why do we do that? Why do we try to take advantage of each other? Because we don't believe we have enough. Right? That's why people are greedy. They don't believe they have enough. Yeah. And there's never enough to fill that emotional sense of greediness. And so that's why, how many know you have to make peace with this? And once you discover and you begin to realize that you're surrounded by this beautiful, wonderful source of all life that absolutely loves you, that absolutely takes care of you in so many ways. You start to get that feeling. You start to get that energy about yourself. You say, oh yeah, I'm okay. Everything's going to be fine. Right? Things are going to work out. I always look for the highest and the best, and guess what I get? Right? Always. Now, doesn't mean that there are not times when you go through periods where you kind of don't feel as good about yourself, or you don't feel like, you know, things. And so you got to work through that. How many know that's part of the journey? You just deal with it. Tell them, no, let's just say it together. Don't tell this to somebody else. Let's say deal with it. It's time to deal with it.
It's time to deal with
all right? I know there's hard stuff in life.
Yeah.
What should you do? Should you bury it under the ground? Should you push it away? Should you, bring it out in the open and face it? Face your fears. Face your doubts. And use your doubts like a portal to walk through, right? And to explore. Well, is this really true? I mean, you got to prove it to yourself. We can say all this stuff here today, and you can leave and say, well, that was nice. But until you prove it to yourself, it makes absolutely no difference. You have to prove to yourself these divine principles, these laws.
So a traveler once came upon a wise teacher sitting by the shore of a vast lake. Thank you so much for those lights going down. The waves rolled endlessly, stretching beyond sight. The traveler said, I've heard this lake holds more water than anyone could ever need. I want to take some home for my family so we never go thirsty. He reached into his bag and pulled out a teacup. Dipping it into the lake, he carefully filled it to the brim, and holding it up proudly, he said, now my family will be provided for. The teacher smiled gently and asked, why only a teacup? The traveler looked puzzled and answered, well, it's all I had with me. The teacher pointed to a nearby village where people were drawing from the same vast lake, some with small jars, some with buckets, and one with a great cistern on wheels. Each was taking according to their capacity to receive. The lake of abundance does not decide how much water you can take, the teacher said. It gives without measure. The size of your vessel is determined by your belief, your own mental equivalent. If you carry a teacup, you will live with teacup portions. If you dare to bring a cistern, you will live with cistern blessings. The traveler gazed at his tiny cup and then back at the endless, vast ocean and understood. He walked toward the village to find a larger vessel. For the lake's supply was infinite, and the only limit was his own capacity to receive. Our good is vast and unlimited. What is our capacity to receive?
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. Am I bringing a teacup
Mm-hmm.
to the vastness?
Do I believe in my capacity to receive? And see, this is the inner stuff you got to work with. How many know you got to go inside and work on this stuff? Mm-hmm. Right? You got to deal with it. You got to work through things. And just as the ocean is limitless, or this lake, vast lake, was limitless, the infinite supply is limitless. Mm-hmm. Our experience is shaped not by what God is withholding from us, but by the mental equivalent that we are holding in ourselves. The size of our vessel of expectation and belief. That's your vessel. Yeah. What can you allow? Answer this question for me. How much joy can you stand? Right? You meet some people, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Not too much.
So how do we go about expanding that container if we recognize that we have a teacup mentality and we want a cistern or a really large vessel mentality? How do we go about expanding that boundary? Well, the first thing you can start doing is noticing your limiting beliefs. Some of us have limiting beliefs that were ingrained in us from childhood, right? I know one of the things that I heard constantly growing up was money doesn't grow on trees, money doesn't grow on trees. That's a limiting belief. So noticing...
Now, wait a minute. I've never seen a money tree.
I have.
Oh, okay.
It's that idea.
I'm just playing the devil's advocate.
It's that idea.
this
There
morning.
is a money plant.
Yeah.
It is that idea, right? That somehow there's a limitation.
Yeah.
That we're limited to. It is a mindset. So we have these beliefs that keep the size of our container small. Maybe it's the belief of I don't deserve that. Maybe it's the belief of, oh, that's too much. I could never, right? Or maybe it's the belief of, I don't believe it, it'll never happen. Those are limiting teacup container beliefs. So the first thing is just noticing those limiting beliefs. What do you do when you notice them?
There you go. You replace them with affirmations of truth. What is the truth here? What is the truth? What did Jesus say about the truth? The truth will make you free. Mm-hmm. Isn't that beautiful? It says, I am worthy of abundance.
So when your mind says to you, you don't deserve this, you immediately speak back, I am worthy of abundance. Yes? When your mind speaks to you and says, oh, it's too much. It's too much. You're going to cheat someone else out of theirs. It's too much. You immediately speak, Spirit's supply is infinite. Yes? Let's try one more then. It will never happen. It will never happen. Your mind, it will never happen. I expand my capacity to receive. Yeah. Do you see how that works? The mind plays out those old beliefs and you speak truth to it. And that's how you finally begin to change those limiting beliefs.
Yeah, and the way that affirmations work the best, it's not superficial speaking. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's not like, whatever, yeah,
I'm worthy.
God,
I guess I'm
blah,
worthy.
blah, blah. It's a deepening within yourself. Yes. Yes. I say yes to life. I say yes to love. I say yes to peace. I say yes to blessings. I say yes to having lots of friends. I say yes to the universe. I say yes. It's becoming in agreement with, and that's when you speak your affirmation and you say, I deserve to have what I'm supposed to have, right?
So last week we talked about 5 steps of affirmative prayer. And if you recall those steps, this is a great way to deal with limiting beliefs, because you take a belief that you have recognized, that you see is going on, you bring it into your prayer time, you relax, you start affirming what the divine qualities are, and then what your divine qualities are, and you sit in meditation with that. I am worthy of abundance. I am worthy of abundance. Divine Spirit is abundance. I am abundance, so I am worthy. And you sit there until, I got it. Yeah, I got it. I feel it. I know it. I am that. Thank you. And you release it. And then, as I said last week, you go away, and an hour later, the thought comes back, you're not very worthy, right? And you do it again. You take it back, and you repeat the process. Another thing you can do is use your power of imagination to imagine holding a larger vessel. Imagine bigness. You wouldn't stand in the Niagara Falls with a thimble, right? You would have a bucket or something much, much bigger. So you're standing in Niagara Falls. What's your container? Envision that in your mind until your mind feels comfortable with greater good, with bigger, with expansive thinking.
Because your mind believes you.
Ah, yes, it does.
Your subconscious believes what you tell it. Whatever you tell it, that's what it believes. And so as you begin to work on yourself and you begin to affirm these truths, then you start to buy into it. You start to believe it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then after a while, it starts to become second nature. How many here drive a car? Now, do you remember the first time you got into a car to drive it?
Yep.
And you're a little nervous, Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's like second nature. You just get in, you start it up, and you go, right? You just automatically do the things that you know to do. And that's what happens, but you have to do a little reprogramming. How many know we've all been programmed and brainwashed by something or someone or something? Isn't it true? So you reprogram yourself. And now you have the power in your hands to think what you want to think, to believe what you want to believe, to act in the way that you choose to act, to be whatever you want to be. Say it with me. Amen, brothers and sisters. Right? Oh, man.
So your handout today is on the back table if you'd like to take it with you, just to remember what we talked about and to give you some things to put into practice this week so that you can work with this idea of being bold in your asking.
Yeah.
All right?
So what's running through your mind right now? What are you thinking about? If there's any discomfort in your body, take a moment just to receive that loving, beautiful energy that we call God, Spirit. Infinite intelligence is with you now, feeding you, surrounding you with love and light and with peace. God is embracing you through every breath. So take a good full breath. Expanding your capacity to receive. Imagine yourself standing at the base of the great Niagara Falls. The sound of rushing water fills the air. It's powerful. It's unstoppable. The waterfall is a symbol of the infinite presence of God and of abundance, endless, overflowing, and freely given. Now in your hands, notice that you may be holding a tiny thimble. You place it under the falls. And though the flow is mighty, only a drop or two can fit inside. This thimble represents our old way of thinking, of limitation and fear. The times that we pray small, that we doubt our worthiness, our hesitation to ask for what we need when we need it. So breathe in and gently let the thimble go. Just let it fall out of your hands and watch as it drifts away, no longer yours to carry. Now imagine your hands opening wide, and in the place of the thimble you are holding a vast vessel, a great bowl, a wide basin, or even just an open heart as limitless as the sky. Place this vessel under the falls and begin to feel the abundance rushing in, filling it to overflowing. And this is God's promise. There's always more than enough. You are worthy to receive. Not in drops, but in rivers of blessings. And silently affirm with me now, I open wide to receive. I ask boldly. I am filled with joy and abundance. Take another deep, grateful breath. Feel the power of Spirit flowing through you, overflowing into every area of your life. So now we can be the channels of blessings, not just for ourselves, but for others. If you know of someone this morning that needs prayer, whisper their names and hold space for them now. And allow this same abundance to flow out to them wherever they are, whatever their situation is, it doesn't matter. Send it to them. And so now let us allow that same energy, that same love and light and abundance to flow through this room, bringing peace, healing, love to all that are in this room and all that are watching online. We love you. We bless you with peace and with all that you need. Now let us send it around the world. Pray big. Believe that all have whatever they need when they need it. So take another breath. And just sit in this moment, this peaceful moment, soaking it up for just a moment. And when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to this moment and to this room, carrying with you the truth. You're not here to hold a thimble under Niagara Falls. You are here to receive big and to live fully in the flow of Spirit. Let us together say, so be it.
So be it.
And so it is.
So it is.
Invite you to reach and stretch. Feeling good? Feeling alert? Feeling awake? Wake up!